Okay guys, the Annecy Film Festival started today, and as you know, Arcane is part of it. Up until this point, I did not see any kind of announcement, a crazy one or an amazing one, such as Caitlyn not being part of any show in the future, but we'll have to wait and see because there are a few more days of the event. In the meantime, I want to go through this thread, which was made by this account, so thank you for making the thread, of some of the things which were showcased during an Arcane exposition at the event. So already we are starting with a bang, as you can see right here, and this is obviously Pit Fighter Vi. And I have to say, I've never seen this concept art before, but it's pretty cool. And at the same time, Jinx is part of it as well because she's the one who drew all of these doodles, right? Then this is a memory from Vander's perspective. This is whenever he's turned into Hextech Warwick, I believe. I've seen this one before. Echo and Powder. This is Benzo's shop. In the past I thought it could be the Firelight Tree, but I know now that it is Benzo's shop because of this hat right here. If you look at Season 1, you will also see this item on the shelves in Benzo's shop. At the same time, it's pretty interesting how these clothes are closer to what the Firelights would wear. Maybe at one point they had a storyline where they were both part of the Firelights, or maybe these are only work outfits and that's it. And here we have a very controversial moment. Yeah, it depends on who you ask. But in the past, I was sort of attacked for the opinion I have in regards to this moment. I made another video in which I briefly talked about this moment and I said it was too long. And so I had all kinds of people replying to that video with huge paragraphs of reasons why it made a lot of sense for this moment to be this long, with hyper analysis of every single movement done by these characters. Don't worry, I was not impressed by the hyper-analysis. Just because you can hyper-analyze a moment, it doesn't mean the moment is very important. You could have saved 30 seconds by simply cutting to black. Everyone would understand what was happening. While my opinion has remained unchanged, I can still sympathize with the fans of these characters because at the end of the day, there are high chances for these characters to never appear in an animated show ever again. But we'll have to wait and see. Right here we have something I always wanted but I never got, right? Statues. Statues I think are pretty cool, right? But at the end of the day, very expensive, you put them on a shelf and you never look at them again. Most of the time that's how it happens, right? Or maybe you show it off to someone else or make a few photos which you put on the internet, and that's it. Now we have the first one with Echo, then Powder, Jinx, Vi, and Victor. These are probably 30 centimeters, maybe, which is about 12 inches I think. Either way, I like this a lot. Right here we have the final battle, I believe, because of the Noxians present in Piltover. Ambessa is ordering the attack probably. Down here, in the lower panel, we can see a figure that looks very close to Mel, who's probably telling Ambessa to go away to stop the attack. Rictus, with some war paint on most likely. One of the Noxians who's on Shimmer. Another one which is carrying the pod. The Noxian helmet, which I always thought looked really good. Then the fight between Mel and Caitlyn against Ambessa. Some poses with Mel, and finally in the lowest panel we can see the Enforcers fighting against the Noxians. Here we have something really cool, and it's Jinx riding her weapon while holding a flag. This is the Rebellion flag probably, I don't know. Either way, we have some other instances, some other poses of Jinx handling her weapon, called Rhino by the way, we know that from the game. Jinx fixes everything and from League of Legends. Down here, something equally cool is Vi with her Atlas gauntlets. But then here we have something many people probably did not see in the past, and it is some sort of switch in the story we know right now, where instead of Jinx, it is Vi who's about to fall down. And it's very interesting because in this version, Jinx has both of her braids. Now finally we have an easy panel. Never mind, we have Victor in his final form, also transforming someone. Then Echo in a weird outfit, doing something that's probably the Z-Drive, that is most likely the Z-Drive. Then Echo during the final battle. Jace against Ultimate Victor. Again, Echo fighting against the Noxians, and here we have a Noxian that looks very close to Rictus because of the beard. So maybe at one point Rictus was supposed to survive the fight against Warwick, or maybe this is Echo saving Caitlyn, Vi, and Jinx in the commune. Jinx was here. Yeah, somebody is going to steal that. Echo and Powder. Echo goes to the academy and Powder tinkers in Benzo's shop. Maybe. Them dancing. Oh wait. Is that the medallion given by Echo? Could be. Which makes me think that at one point they were supposed to dance again, right? While she was holding the medallion. Or wearing the medallion, right? Pretty interesting to think about. Then we have a bunch of stuff here, and here we have a bunch of haircuts considered for Jinx, but these ones can work for Powder as well, right? And speaking about haircuts, here we have Echo's old haircut from League of Legends, which was considered early in development, but then obviously it was removed. Here we have a storyboard. This is the Shimmer shipment, which is attacked by the Firelights. Jinx fights against them. She sort of loses her mind because of the pink-haired girl, and then is confronted by Sevika. In the same storyboard, we can see the conversation between Silco and Jinx while she is lowered in the river. Here we have Jinx looking like a maniac. This is so cool, actually insane. So she looks like a maniac and then shoots the girl in cold blood. Oh my god. They should have added more of her crazy time moments in the show, I think. Another storyboard. This one is Jace with Mel and Victor with Hextech. Victor telling goodnight to Sky. In this instance, he is smiling. In the show, he is way too occupied by Hextech. The fight between Warwick and Vi, while Jinx is watching, very straightforward. This looks badass, absolutely. You think I'm crazy? You should see my sister, that's the continuation. In League of Legends, Jinx has a line. You think I'm crazy? You should see my sister. Either way, moving on, we have something with Caitlyn. This is whenever she checks the USB stick given by her mother, I believe? Could be. Very interesting. No. It's a combination of that, probably. With her look. Oh! This is mega. Look at this. Oh my god. So, as I was saying, this is a combination of the moments whenever she's looking at the stick, and at the same time the moment whenever she's hunting for Jinx. This is, as I said, very cool stuff. It seems like we have a bunch of storyboards. This one is the Tea Party from Season 1, Episode 9. Yes, I looked at it in advance to save time. Now, whenever I first watched this, I thought it was really cool. So thank you again for the person who made the thread. Now look at this. We have Vander, and then from another angle we have Warwick. I like that a lot. Then we have another storyboard. This is Echo and Powder dancing. Vi's mural in the alternate timeline made by Echo, which is probably going to motivate Powder to travel to the main timeline. Yeah, that's probably not gonna happen, but who knows. Then Victor, who looks like Singed, you know, future Victor who saved Jace. Jace hexcorized, a bunch of other people hexcorized, the top of the hex gates, and a different version of the hooded figure. Here we have the moment whenever Victor tries to cure Vander, Vi against Warwick, Vi, Jinx and Isha going through the cave and finding Vander and Silco's place. Same idea, them going through the cave. Lastly, we have something very special, as in all of these were made with charcoal as far as I remember. I think it was mentioned during an interview, and this is of course the funeral of Caitlyn's mother. They have a video of the Z drive in real life, but the last image of the thread is Warwick being hexcorized and the device used by Singed to find Warwick in the Undercity. That's all I wanted to say. To me this was a very interesting experience going through all of these images. So again, thank you to this person and anyone else who made posts from the Annecy event on social media. We'll have to wait and see if they're gonna release anything else in the coming days, and until then, you can tell me your own opinion in the comment section. Thank you for watching.